Hi guys, it's Evelyn from Twin Flames 3344. I have a read for you today and oracle cards as usual. I am going to put the pictures of the reads up so that you can look at them if you want. I actually am going to do it from 3 reads, the Divine Masculine read from yesterday and the Feminine and Masculine today. So I'll show you all 3 of those, and I'll also tell you about my sand art. I did want to tell you, I have a clearing video on my website. And just for today, for the 7th, I was going to put it on sale. It's usually $44. Actually, it's 57 minutes. It's not just a meditation. It is a clearing, activation, and healing video. I go through every chakra and clear. I'm meditating the whole time. And I go through every chakra, and it's really focused on the heart and throat. It's really good. The sound quality isn't the best because there's a little hush, on the computer. But I still use it over and over again. I'll fall asleep with it, and it's amazing for clearing. So it's on sale today for $7.77 at PayPal, Twin Flames 3344, if anyone's interested, okay? And I'm going to get right into it. Oh, and I have my little guy that my daughter brought me from Fiji here with us today, okay? We had a lot of talk about ships coming in from the commenters today. First I'm going to show you the pictures. This was yesterday's masculine read. Hold on 1 second. Okay, this is the, let's see if it'll turn around. Yeah. So this is for the Divine Masculine yesterday. Okay, and then for the today, this is the Divine Feminine for today, this morning. Okay, and then today. Oh, I'm sorry, that wasn't right. I'm sorry, I'm confusing myself. So yesterday should have been fine, but the one for today, I'm sorry if this is the same one, but this is the Divine Feminine from this morning. And why do I keep showing that? That was from this morning. Oh, that's why. Okay. And then this is the Divine Masculine from this morning. And they both had financial discipline in there, so that was important for both. Okay. So first I'm going to tell you about the sand art. This was done today's date last night. I saw left, on the way left I saw Jesus's reflection watching, and then I saw a butterfly on the right side. And then above Jesus, I saw Inspector Gadget in disguise, like he had something around his mouth so nobody would recognize him. And then I saw I thought it was a mouse initially. I looked closer because I thought maybe it was a squirrel, and as I thought that, literally the squirrel outside my front window went into my flower buckets. So that was pretty funny. So it was definitely a squirrel. Then I see Niagara Falls again, which I see a lot. I saw one person on the Canadian side pushing dirt off the fall, and as it falls, the falls light up. So I don't know if they install lights there, but I also saw an etheric connection pushing sand at certain points connected to the Statue of Liberty base. Okay, so there's like an etheric connection coming in and pushing sand down at certain points. And as I said before, there's an etheric altar from Atlantis above the Statue of Liberty. And being that I just brought up in some of the prophecies that they thought Christ's headquarters would be in New York City, that might be the place. So then I saw someone on the U.S. side doing the same thing around the same point, like to connect a bridge across. Then I see sand being dumped to add on to the right side of the falls, on both sides, or on the Canadian side. And then I see like a new trail, a new path, or a new cave on the Canadian side. And I also saw a big M. So I don't know if that was just the cave, but the M from Mary Magdalene came up on the Canadian side with lots of splashing. And then I see Mother Mary behind Jesus. And then above Mother Mary, an angel comes in. And I also saw by them the Statue of Liberty head. Okay, and they're all coming in from the left. Then I see like a tornado touchdown on the Canadian side, or some kind of funnel. And I also saw a gnome hiding on the U.S. side, on the right. Then all of them disappear on the left as the Loch Ness Monster appears. And it was very clear and literal. And it was funny because as that disappears, the head goes down, and the Loch Ness Monster looks like just another mountain. So in disguise. And then I see gases being released. But I see this possibly in India, because I see rounded temples in the background. So I don't know if that's telling me the location. But I was seeing gases being released. So maybe around some mosques somewhere. But that's what I was getting from the sand art. Okay, so let me know if you have any questions. So just the residuals from yesterday after I'd done my read. Some of the stuff that came up. For the Divine Masculine, the codes came up as, well, I'll tell you the major arcana in the cards. They were Higher Self, which is High Priestess, the Hermit, which is Reflection in this deck, and the Hangman. And it's the Hanging Man in this deck. There are 2 cups, 2 wands, 3 wands, 2 pentacles, and 1 sword. The court cards were the Page of Swords and the King of Wands. There were no numbers, and actually there's no numbers twice for the Divine Masculine in a row. And usually I always have codes, some kind of number in the codes, but no double digits or codes. So there was no numbers coming up here. And the message coming through the codes was that the Divine Masculine is very good at revisiting issues over and over and over again. So this prevents them from making decisions because they keep wanting to visit the issue, and bring it up and, reassess and try to get through it and try to fix things. Okay. Also, something about jewelry stores coming up, rolling out the red carpet for a love partnership. Strong lovers healing and learning about partnership. And there could be someone hiding a proposal. And I also saw a castle in the background. There's some shame out in the open. The Knight of Wands is galloping over the dead bodies in his path. So he's like kind of like whoever he's taken down now. He's kind of just riding off over them in order to learn something new. Co-creating at work, insecure, manipulating, and out of control, breaking his back to get done with a partnership. And past life relationship card came up with this. The High Priestess with the keys to Amygdalene and pits. So Amygdalene was coming up again. I told you yesterday, Amygdalene is considered toxic and is usually killed out of most foods in the United States, but not in other places where they don't process foods the way we do. So I usually get like my almonds I get them from Amazon because they're whole and raw and they're not processed, so they still have amygdalin in them. And I use them in my juice every day. And actually people who use the apricot kernels, and that's what cancer patients use, who do alternative methods of cancer treatment, the cancer rates for the places that grow these trees, the apricot trees, are very low cancer rates because people naturally eat these kernels off the trees, from what I read. So this was coming up again about the pits, but olive pits were coming up. I don't know what olive pits contain, but they were coming up again yesterday. And then I was getting death is peace in the arms of the Queen of Cups, the Divine Masculine's perspective. And then the card Perseverance came up, so just not giving up. Weak and exhausted, the wheel turns, and one life to live came up. And then Russian roulette and crapshoot. So these are all perspectives of the Divine Masculine, and different Divine Masculines may have a slightly different perspective on this. But, you know, just feeling like they haven't been making a decision, they've been vacillating. And now they're getting that feeling of one life to live, they're weak and exhausted, they just can't go on the way they are anymore. But they're also still feeling like, you know, it's Russian roulette and a crapshoot, because they don't usually take this kind of risk. Without their family shield. I got that quote also. Feeling like dying without their independence, no money, no power, near death, and some may have near-death experiences. One-on-one is a hard lesson, connecting with higher self. Prison of always seeing from a higher perspective, without option. The High Priestess let go of doubt and dark energies to rise above, so the Divine Feminine, to tango. So the Divine Feminine, he's feeling is ready to roll, but centrally, he's getting news or message of an Empress, but he's got no fight left, wanting new love, new life of connection, communicating a little bit at a time. The challenge is working on crystals together, maybe, grounding stillness, staying grounded to get out of boredom, to turn emotions around, and patience and harmony. There's an Empress walking away from third-party romance with energy stealing through the dark to the devil and money issues, to mental block of an angel. And Sagittarius was coming up with that. So now for the Divine Masculine, this was yesterday, waiting for a 5D message. The King of Swords may not be working after excited to complete defeat, an open heart to God or to his higher self, and or marriage, letting go of being single, waiting for romantic messages of a third party, while partner has no interest in intimacy or the dreams of the King of Cups, seen as the devil sometimes, a jerk or Scrooge. Soon the King of Wands reversed, in his knowing, too tired to fight. An Aquarian came up about separation. He is the Hermit, with stuck emotions of passion and feeling judged for telling the truth. The card came up, keep an open mind, calling in soulmate, honeymoon, and soulmate for the Divine Masculine. Around him hanging the Hangman with infection, staying present with happy family, expressing feelings. So he may be homesick with an infection. He also may be out on vacations right now, or might have just been on vacation. They're still having a right knee block, so there's still anger there on the right side for the masculine, needing to clear blocks of the King of Wands, who's the man of passion, right? So he can get angry very easily if he's reversed, because he's a fire sign, but feeling like he's giving to everyone but the one he really wants to give to. Crying or just stressing out at night. And then the Queen of Pentacles reversed. And it's interesting, too, today with the Queen of Pentacles. Now, remember, the Queen of Pentacles could be both, even if you're going by suit, it could still be Divine Feminine and the Karmic could both be Queen of Pentacles. And today, it was interesting, and this will come up in one of the other reads, I was getting a situation, too, where the Divine Masculine's partner could even break up with him to go with his father or a father figure or just someone much older than him. And that was interesting because this Queen of Pentacles was coming up with the Emperor, but not necessarily Divine Masculine. Okay? So he's getting love partnership for the Divine Masculine, manifestation, family nightmare of control and separation, bridging to magician embodiment, needing to write or wants to express himself, to start a new life. There's a family mess exposed, or exposed separation to other family, and nightmare world turned around. And the Eye of the Tiger, thrill of the fight family came up. Like that's their motto, basically. Eye of the Tiger, thrill of the fight. So this has always been their way. The competition and the fighting, and that's, you know, but the Divine Masculine doesn't want to live this way anymore. There's jealousy of wealth, using what little he has to reject love, or he was rejected due to not having as much as his family that he married into, maybe. Also, Leo is coming up again. Leo family, whatever family, for those Divine Masculines who are married, they have married, may have married into a family that was controlling of him and messed him up, praying for a message from his family. So soulmate tango with the Hermit and the Hangman, and a bum knee, with psychic abilities, messages, and crystals. Wounded warrior, King of Wands, shaman, prays to his family for help. And then separately from the read, I was getting butterfly effect came up, and the Mandela effect as well. And also I saw someone with the Divine Masculine that he should not trust yesterday. So somebody might have come, I don't know, there was some kind of deal going on yesterday, but there's someone who came to the Divine Masculine that he should not trust. And then I also got stars aligned yesterday. The Bold and the Beautiful. And it was funny because I kept getting soap opera titles yesterday. So that might be something. There might be, his life might be a soap opera right now. And also I watched Barry last night, which was about Obama. And so, you know, there were things about prejudice that came up during this because, you know, he was raised by mixed parents. His father wasn't there. But it was very sad. It was the way the movie was portrayed him. He was very isolated and not really, and it wasn't specific, you know, the way I was taking it, it wasn't really because of his color. It was because he was just different than everyone else. He couldn't find where he fit in, and I identify with that because I wasn't accepted in any religion growing up, and also had a Jewish background, so, you know, there's certain prejudices about that as well. So I felt like he just was lost because he was so different, and he was actually very mature in a sense that other people his age maybe couldn't relate to or understand because he had lived multiple places. And this is just the way the movie came off. I don't know anything about him that, you know, really personally, but it was just bringing up the idea of equality within the relationship. No matter what the differences are between the people. And I don't like the way they portrayed him breaking up from his girlfriend, because she didn't really do anything wrong to him, but they just show him basically walking away from her for no reason. And it was, you know, a black-white couple. But she didn't treat him that way, not that I saw in the movie anyway. But it was really about the wound of feeling alone, feeling abandoned, and he had been abandoned by his father, basically, because he lived in another country. And really dealing with that feeling of being alone, and being okay with being alone. I mean, that's what our journey is all about. So it was really bringing up, you know, when you hear the movie Barry, you're like, who's that? Right? And it's about really being who you are, no matter how many groups you don't fit into, still being who you are, authentically you. This is your energy meant to be expressed. So we come into today, and today is September 7th, 2018. There is a trine today, and there's a cross coming up tomorrow on the 8th. I don't know if it's a regular T-square or if it's a grand cross. I think it might be a grand cross, but that was coming up a lot too, so we'll get into that more as well. But there's a trine today that's very positive. today is the 7. 7 is a very spiritual number, as you all know. And in looking up those codes that we saw yesterday, the 777 was of the cross. And here we are coming up with a grand cross to deal with. And me talking about the T and the number 20 in judgment as being that cross, the block, and the detriment, you know, where the fourth corner is missing is the detriment of the T. So, and also talks about fire, you know, and what we're going to be tested on as far as reacting to things coming up. So 7 is the Chariot, okay? So even though 7 is very the quiet inner strength, the spirituality, it can come out like the Chariot, you know, so strong. That's what the power of inner strength has, as opposed to just outer brute strength. The power of ascension. And then the day adds up to 27-9, which is the Ace of Wands, which is a very passionate new beginning. Passion, creativity, sexuality. Okay, it's very passionate today. The Chariot's very warlike. Okay, the winged warrior. And we have that on the back of the Ace of Wands. So that's 27-9, which is an ending. Universal selflessness, compassion. It's the 27 of the 7 on the inside, which you already have for the day. And then the 2 of the Divine Feminine energy, or the High Priestess energy, on the outside to make the 9. It's a very soft number. The Ace of Wands, as powerful as that might seem, is the 7. The 7 is so spiritual and soft, and the 2 is directly feminine energy. So it's a very soft, inward energy that comes out like the Chariot as the Ace of Wands. So it's very powerful inner energy exploding out. This will come up in my notes, but baby versus adult came up today. What's the difference between a baby and an adult? The baby doesn't use their peripheral vision or their expanded vision. They focus on what's closest to them, their mother, the floor, dust floating, right? They see what's right in front of them. And then they don't even see something over here. They see what's right in front of them. So unless you put it right in front of their face, they don't see it. Okay? So this is going to come up in the read. I just woke up for some reason at 4:40 this morning, looked at the clock again at 4:42, 43, 4:44, and said, you know, I have to go back to sleep. And I kind of went back to sleep till 5:33, and then I had to wake up. I couldn't sleep anymore, which is very unlike me. I can always at least get till, you know, 6:37. So, and I remembered a little bit about what I was dreaming. And I'd run into a friend, and we started a conversation. She was telling me all about my friends that she didn't know, that they were going out like on the 12th of every month as friends, you know, making me feel isolated and like everyone abandoned me, which was funny because they didn't know each other at all, but in my dream they did. And then I saw my brother like coming home really late in an apartment, which he doesn't live in an apartment, he lives in a house, and he doesn't drink at all, but he was coming home drunk really late, and I see him passing him because I'm waiting for an elevator as I see him drunk going down the hallway. So that was really weird. And then I see that the apartment I'm in like has a restaurant grocery, and I was thinking about it might be fun to work in the back stocking and stuff because it's good exercise, as opposed to being out front and being stressed like a waitress. But this is just in my dream. But I was coming up, you know, I was choosing to work behind the scenes as opposed to working in front of the scenes like a waitress, having all the stress. So for the Divine Feminine this morning, which was at 7:17, I started writing notes for it. As soon as I started shuffling the Divine Feminine cards, I got a pit in my throat. And I wanted to bring up pit again from yesterday because P equals 16, and I didn't go into this, but, and then we have it, I, T, so small I, T. And we talked a lot about the T yesterday, which is like the tower, right? It's insufficient support. It's a T square. It's judgment, right? So 16 is the tower. So pit with pit is coming up tower. And when you have a pit in your throat, right, isn't that like a tower moment? So asking why in doing the Divine Feminine read, why was this pit coming up? Why is there anger to be expressed? So I was showing in the word pit and it being broken down for me this way, like the tower, that there's anger that needs to come up for the Divine Feminine. And it all has to do with her not have ever been able to, her not ever having been able to express her anger about the way the Divine Masculine had treated her like nothingness, like that she wasn't worth his attention, that she wasn't worthy of love, dot, 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 dot. But it's really, why is that? Is because he wasn't loving himself and you weren't loving yourself. So seeing the shadow. And then that's when, so you, in the beginning of the journey, you each aren't really feeling worthy of love. And this is the block in the beginning. And I asked what kind of pit was coming up. And I was getting olives again. Then I saw a shadow with my eyes closed that looked like the mother feeding the baby. And this is when the baby versus the adult thing came up. Feeding the baby only focuses on what's right in front of them, nourishing them here and now, which is like the Divine Masculine being the baby. He doesn't see you unless you're right in front of him. But that's an immature thing, because that's what a baby does, not an adult. Adult has peripheral vision and sees, even if they're focused. They don't have blinders on. They see everything. Okay. So the Divine Feminine, the major arcana that came up were Transition, which is the Death card, and it's a literal portal, walking through a portal for the Divine. I was actually getting the portal for the Divine Masculine in the past, but let me see what comes up in the read. So Transition, the Shadow, which is the Devil, and then the Star card. There were 2 swords, 4 pentacles for the Divine Feminine, which is unusual. She doesn't usually have that many pentacles. And the 2 of Wands. There were no cups for the Divine Feminine today at all. The Court cards are Knight of Swords and the King of Wands. Knight of Swords, so the Messenger of Truth, and the King of Wands, the Man of Passion. And the numbers that came up, there were no numbers in the codes, but there were double 8s in the read. So 8-8 came up. The topic of the codes was compassion. And it has to do with being tested. You know, the Grand Cross is coming up, or the cross. I don't know if it's a Grand Cross or just a T square, but it was about mastering the Grand Cross, if it is a Grand Cross. A major test of your thoughts at the height of compassion. Are you going to allow someone to manipulate you because you feel compassion for them? Are you going to be able to not react to things? Staying at 0 point with your thoughts. Lightning strikes the wounded warrior, depressed, suddenly shocked, as the King of Pentacles makes himself known. A sudden epiphany about third-party heartbreak. There's a family, money, or legacy, or just the Rainbow Bridge out in the open, giving the Divine Masculine, or making him aroused as a prisoner of a third party, needing attention openly, and left hanging. The Queen of Swords, losing money due to heartbreak, and the Queen of Swords can be an air sign, but it also can just be someone who's very truthful and guarded right now because they've been hurt. So this feminine, losing money due to heartbreak and separation. And it's coming up as children interfering with your love life right now. The Queen of Cups is coming up as loving, that the loving and nurturing side of the Divine Feminine is apparent. The Divine Masculine is taking a leap through suffering, nightmare, through the nightmare with the dark side in order to offer up his manliness. And financial discipline comes up, like I said, for both of them. There's a defense out, blocking the world's open heart. Recovering with 2 bolts to the head of the Page of Swords reverse, spouting off immaturely or inner child, negative talk, or just silent treatment, no messages or no news. And this could have to do with this childish baby-like behavior of only having tunnel vision and not seeing what's around them for the Divine Masculine. Because I was getting this specific to the Divine Masculine. Like the world's opening its heart to him, and he's being defensive of it. Recovering with 2 bolts to the head, okay, of this Page of Swords reversed energy, like I said. And that can be energy too of just offering a message to someone and getting turned down to go do something, or nothing. It doesn't have to be a big deal. Also can be very this could be someone stalking something, somebody doing something very immature, but in that airy way. Could be that turn down of an invitation to see the world for the Divine Feminine as well. And recently, the King of Pentacles, third party, left behind. It was talking about the King of Pentacles, who had a third party who he left behind, with half-truths and sneakiness, and feeling defeated to walk through the portal secretly. So this may be Divine Masculine who went through the portal on his own without anyone knowing. The foundation for the Divine Feminine is feeling betrayed, stabbed in the back by a patient angel, third party, who may have left you behind. That the Divine Feminine may have been too patient, and that was her overindulgence, overkindness, possibly due to children. Centrally, the Divine Feminine, passionate feelings about her work after being left behind, and may not just have felt left behind by her Divine Masculine, but by others, friends and family members. After a Page of Cups reversed and a Knight of Cups reversed transition to free themselves. So if you have children, it could be them. So now it's like the Divine Feminine is transitioning their arrows of love and putting that energy into their work. The King of Cups is healing bubbles, forgiving himself for going there with the Divine Feminine in heartbreak with this Hermit energy, ignoring the Divine Feminine defensively until all clear. Sadness and loss from insecurities of abandonment, now getting real, investing in crystals as opposed to cups. So practical things as opposed to emotions and feelings. While in physical separation from justice, really, or it could be Libra energy. The Divine Feminine's challenged by 5D communication, offering to move forward to hold space for a new life in the 5D. There could be a Scorpio Libra or 2 separate people being strong to offer something practical to the Divine Masculine to get a Leo off of his back. So there's Scorpio, Libra, and Leo all coming up. As well as the Death card, which is Scorpio. So those are all the signs involved. So they just put them in the positions that they fit for you. But I was definitely seeing, like, for him to get a Leo off his back. And plan for a kid's future, possibly. And if they don't have kids, it could just be planning for something else, for his own future. While trying to express in 5D, being controlled by the King of Swords, who sees nothing but what's right in front of him, superficially. Hung up on feet, routine sex, and avoiding dancing. Or just avoiding in general, vacillating, okay? Not making decisions. But not happy either. Soon for the Divine Feminine, the web to the ith, right? So it's like that web of lies, web of deceit, the online web to the nth degree. The King of Wands reversed, so he's very depleted, pretending not to see. The Queen of Cups, who has his back during all of this. The Union Angel of Mercy. The Divine Feminine is the King of Wands, or she's in the King of Wands energy, shaman energy, mastering the fires and the shaman energies. Spiritual and honest, and desires tamed. Excited to end conflict with King of Pentacles, and their secret destiny. The cards that came up for the Divine Feminine were to free yourself and let go of control issues. So they really surround around the same idea. To just let go and completely surrender. Like you're most there's just this little pinch of just let go. Okay? So around the Divine Feminine is the Divine Masculine's heart, the Bat Cave. Bat Cave is open for business. That's the download I got. Since the Divine Masculine has broken toxicity with a Queen of Wands energy that was weak and stuck. Clearing blocks of the star, being seen, getting attention, accepting offers, keeping money, being the Red Cross angel with announcements to others, offering love to those who cannot see in front of them. With the blinders on, you can't see. Intuition is useless unless you use your periphery. Clear suffering cycles and holding back feelings. This is for the Divine Feminine. And compassion was the main card that came up for the Divine Feminine. To use your compassion. So if your Divine Masculine comes forward, hear them out. Don't react. Just allow. Okay? Be compassionate. The Divine Masculine's been tugging at the Divine Feminine's heartstrings, playing you possibly for a reunion. The Knight of Wands, also Sagittarius energy was coming up in addition to the Knight of Wands, riding back to a love he dumped, choosing the wrong one. And I was getting again Leo energy instead of the angelic lover who tells the truth. He's been avoiding the third-party jealousy issue, wanting a new life reunion, and with a lover, pending judgment of the wounded warrior. He needs some polishing after twin blocked him sexually, sitting in old emotions, confused because his world is upside down, giving to all and not giving to himself, needing to close that chapter. And same for the Divine Feminine. Okay, you without your lover, sitting in old world, giving to others, wanting new life, having new life at work. Separation feels cold from the King of Wands in the Bat Cave, transitioning through portal, expressing 5D passions, caught in a web of stardom attention at work, wanting a new life. The dark feeds off of the star. Separation and transition at work, left behind to find passion for work and messages of truth for the Divine Feminine. The King of Wands caught up in a web, wanting a new life but needs polishing. Right? The diamond in the rough. The Bat Cave seeks light. The diamond in the roof. The diamond in the roof. Maybe there's a diamond in someone's roof. The diamond in the rough. And wounded. So for both need a little polishing and both have wounds. But the Divine Masculine may come in very wounded to presenting themselves to their Divine Feminine. But he's in his Bat Cave, which is the Divine Masculine's heart, is now seeking light. Like knowing he's the diamond in the rough, he needs some work still. Feeling a little bit wounded still. For the Divine Masculine today, which was 9/22 this morning, the numbers that came up in the codes were just number 8, and then 33 also came up. The major arcana were Luna, Ascension, and Reflection, which is the Moon. Ascension is the World card, and Reflection is the Hermit. There were 2 Pentacles, 3 Swords, so that was the most for the Divine Masculine, 1 Wand, and 2 Cups. The court cards were the Knight of Pentacles and the King of Swords. Alright, so the Workhorse and the Man of Truth. The message has to do with, again, staying at 0 point and using sage, clearing, also to be the wise one. Wise one is good at God, at the height of emotions with their Divine Feminine. So the Divine Masculine is being called to practice clearing and use sage also. Okay, so that sage, or just clearing in general, is good for going within when you're with your Divine Feminine, and to stay at 0 point when going into height of emotions. And also Australian was coming up in the codes. I don't know why. So if anything comes up for you Australian, let me know. The Queen of Cups is heartbroken in separation as the Knight of Pentacles proposes while hiding Queen of Wands, who's actually showing her hand in it. The Emperor is out with Queen of Pentacles, watching goal, supportive of the group or the union. So it could be It could be the Divine Masculine with the Queen of Pentacles, but it also could be a father or a boss of the Divine Masculine with his partner, the Queen of Pentacles. So these people, and I was getting kind of, it was like family of the Divine Masculine who was supporting him. But the Emperor and the Queen of Pentacles were kind of out watching, making sure that the goal was supportive of the group, the whole group. Choosing path of expressing passionate feelings of coming together in joy for the Divine Masculine, with the Queen of Wands now behind him. So he's not necessarily hiding the Queen of Wands, but she's still there, like inserting her will, even though he sees her as being behind him. Fighting death, now free from rejection of the group. He made an offer that was rejected while I was getting witches celebrating, supporting the goal. It doesn't have to be witches. It could just be a group getting together. It could be celebrating, it could be friends getting together, but that was one circumstance I was getting, where there's still a group of women who are trying to control the Divine Masculine and what happens to him and his business. Also, children again came up for the Divine Masculine, just like they did for the Divine Feminine. 5D world is out in the open for the Divine Masculine now, exposed reluctantly for romance. An olive branch extended. Abundance comes up for the Divine Masculine as underlying energy. Recovering from no reply or nasty words, or possibly kids spouting off, or possibly bipolar and stalking. So the same energy came up for the Divine Feminine, that Page of Swords reversed energy. There are two cups that are still sitting before the Divine Masculine. One with a dove flying out with half of a wing. The other with a green plant that's very close to him, right in his face. We talk about the child who just needs it right in his face. If the dove flies away, does he have nothing, or is this his freedom? And does he choose freedom, that's in the background, or growth, which is right in his face? Why can't he have both? So the Hermit comes up, which is also Virgo energy, being wise as the Divine Masculine, isolating, with a knife in his head, so he could have headaches, or just pain in his, or maybe his crown being cut open. Okay? With a knife in his head, one sword having to do with his kids, and the other his financial situation. He already has a wing clip due to his children, and using solitude to find the answers. And Rocket Man came up right at that moment. Recently at the full moon, Dreams, or Aquarian, was a disaster, now needing cleanup and to move homes. Working to isolate from the Queen of Wands energy and friends who have rejected him. Emperor and his new wife supportive of his goals emotionally. So I was getting, for some of the Divine Masculines, they may have a father who's remarried. And I was getting this Emperor and Queen of Pentacles as them. And them actually being now supportive, now that his father is remarried someone else. It's like he's being more supportive than he was before when he was married to his mother. The foundation coming up was using the full moon energies to manifest looking back at the betrayal of friends and the emotional affair, blocked by the obligations of his children. Centrally, and if they don't have kids, there's just other obligations, okay, that may be related in the same way. So centrally, major passion of no fight left in juggling two lovers, and jugular wanted to come up just then too, so someone might be going for the throat. He's got no fight left in juggling two lovers, pulled into an angelic sexual connection with the Queen of Swords, who speaks the truth. Challenged by leaving 8 perfected cups behind him on the beach, offering a new life within to detach from imbalances and payoffs. So if he has to let go of some money, he has to come to peace with that. The Queen of Swords and the King of Cups find peace in energy work. Now, in the head and heart of the Divine Masculine, downloads come and go through the Divine Feminine to the 3D world of burden, staying present but holding on loosely, after slow destiny at work, isolating between, for the Divine Masculine, between a Leo, or just having strength, their family, and an offer of love. The Emperor is out of control. So this could be literally out of control, or it could just be out of ego. Risking 2 women of the King of Cups, shocked by the twins' invite, which gives peace to the King of Cups, inviting rebirth. After he, emotionally killed his twin, teaching children a harsh lesson about lovers. Soon the King of Wands is exhausted, amidst coming full circle ending and leading the way forward in ending suffering. He is ascending after awakened by the Queen of Swords, turning her back on him in order to come into her own power. The cards came up, make an effort for the Divine Masculine and chemistry. So there's a strong magnetic bond here. Around the Divine Masculine, the Hermit is there with the light, turns back on suffering angels, shedding light on romance, not expressing feelings at work, clearing blocks of the King of Swords. And this was coming out several times too. The truth is a block if you don't use it. The truth is a lie if not told. Spending savings to hold back the truth without option in a marriage for some of the Divine Masculines. So this Hermit with light is back in with lover, infected by judgment and a call to their signs and synchronicities. At a standstill at work, losing ground, money, status, for freedom and a new life. Walking away from Scrooge, sham-fam, hiding wounds, fending off others, the King of Cups with kids, or just maybe working with his own inner child at the full moon, this past full moon. Financial discipline comes up for the Divine Masculine, like I said, with the Divine Feminine the same. So you see there's a lot of same cards here as the Divine Masculine and Feminine are starting to sync. Feeling loss, wanting to ignite the passion fires of the Hermit energy through 5D messages. The Knight of Cups offers divorce to what comes up as the Devil, Queen of Wands reversed. Okay, so someone who was very toxic for the Divine Masculine. Difficult children also, possibly. Excited to come together in joy. Proposal to come together to ascend at work at the full moon. A passionate new beginning, going inward and walking away from perfection and suffering and guarded by the truth in order to take a risk of passing downloads with that Hermit or the Divine Feminine and 5D messages. Okay, so there's some very positive stuff being worked through for the Divine Masculine here. And I'm going to pull some cards, and again I want to remind you about that there's an etheric altar at the Statue of Liberty, so that may be where there may be some connection to the Statue of Liberty to Niagara Falls, since they are so close. Okay, let's see what we got here. For the Ascension deck, okay, take a deep breath. Okay, let's clear all obstacles to harmonious, permanent physical union with all the organic true twins and their beloveds across all dimensions of time, space, matter, and realities for the highest good of all those concerned. Transmute, transform, transcend, and clear, please. And so it is. What is the advice for the organic, Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine twin flames? What is the advice? Lady Nada and Fire Dragons is the bottom, which is number 7, today's date. Okay, we have the Loch Ness Monster that came up, so Fire Dragons. Affirmation, I invoke Fire Dragons to clear my path to ascension. The card that came up was Lady Nada, which is 45, which is the 5 of Cups. And it reads, it's a 9, so again, compassion, universal selflessness comes up, endings. 45 is like a childhood number 2, childhood endings. So maybe ending an old love from the past for the Divine Masculine or Divine Feminine, someone you've always been stuck on or got really hurt by in your youth. It might be an ending to that. Lady Nada is the twin flame of Jesus' higher self, Sananda. She's the master of the 7th ray of ritual and magic. So here we have the 7 card, and now we have a 45 card with the 7th ray of ritual and magic ceremonies. The call in mighty forces are important. So you're reminded to bring people together to raise great light. A priestess in the Temple of Love in Atlantis, Lady Nada is bringing back ancient healing methods, helping the development of intuition, telepathy, and wisdom, and acting for justice, which is truth and balance. Your guidance is to trust your spiritual psychic abilities and use them to help those in need. The affirmation is, I accept and practice my healing, spiritual, and psychic gifts. Okay. For the past life deck, clear it on. Clear it on. Clear it on. Okay. For the organic divine masculine, divine feminine twin flames, what is the advice? Okay, we've got a couple here. Monk or nun is at the bottom of the deck. We just got that. Okay. So to meditate, prayer, use the energy of your hands, open up your chakras, okay? Namaste. Cards that came out is Father. Okay, so there might be divine masculine, Father issues that need to come up. The connection between them, and I brought up the baby, the parent and the child energies and differences between them, and then scribe or writer also comes up. So this is always a need for journaling, and maybe someone who had issues with their father needs to journal. There also is artistic scribing here coming up. Maybe an old-fashioned message. There's seals here too that you need to break from past lives. But someone might just actually want to send a sealed message to their divine feminine. I see a bracelet too, like one of those just silver bracelets with some stones on it, like turquoise, that kind of thing. So it might be, and I'm getting like it's a bracelet they used to wear when they were a teenager. Maybe someone wants to give that to their partner. But the father and son thing, and it could be father and daughter as well. But just that connection is important to focus on today. Father and child. And actually there is some pink in her jacket here. Just a little bit of stripes of pink, but it could be magenta representing the masculine too. So both kids, the masculine and the feminine children, but with the father. And make sure to journal, write. Maybe you need to write a book. Maybe you need to write a letter. But use candlelight. And you might want to use some ancient books. Maybe someone's looking for some poetry to write. So that's a nice message. But use your energy and your silence to find the words. Okay, for the journey of love. So for the divine masculine, divine feminine, organic, divine masculine, divine feminine, twin flames, what is the advice? Okay, we have Spiral Dance of the Goddess, and the bottom is 56, the Dance of the Planets. The bottom. And the card that came out, Spiral Dance of the Goddess, is very olive green. And there's like a pit in the middle. Okay, and pit could be an empty space, right? The pit in your stomach, the pit in the ground. Okay, and that's like representing the O and the space in the middle, the God source energy. like relating the olive without the pit. I'm just getting to use olive oil more often, or eat olives, but that it's so good. I wanted to bring it up too. It's great for the skin as well, not just for eating, you know. If you put it in a coffee mix with Himalayan salt. Some recipes call for sugar, but I don't use sugar because you just, you know, that can get the sugar into your pores. So I just use Himalayan salt instead with coffee and rose petals and olive oil. But use caffeinated coffee because it will help speed up the circulation in your skin. And just use it as a scrub, you know, really scrub. And it leaves your skin, it's great in the shower because you don't have to put any moisturizer on after you use olive oil. So moisturizing, it's not greasy at all. Anyway, this is number 29, which is the Three of Wands, which I always see now, you know, it's really looking for the ships to come in, looking toward the future, but I see it as staying present. And it says, 29, Spiral Dance of the Goddess. From a point of light unfolding, we become a soul, then incarnate into a sacred body, and our lives become a work of divine art, a speck of heavenly presence manifesting itself through dimensions of time and space and into a life on earth made manifest. The extraordinary fact of your existence is a divine happening. As though the light of the moon is dancing not only upon the water, but inside of it. Ancient light is dipping into the mud of the earth. It is how the soul becomes a divine human in the making. As you sense yourself moving and shifting, and the Spirit's connecting with me, from dark to light and back again, from knowing to unknowing, you are weaving your consciousness, your divinity, into sacred expression, manifesting your soul essence into the form of your life. Threading the light through the darkness, without even realizing you are doing it, you are gently impregnating the matter of your body, of your life, with light. And that's the quantum leap, right? And think of the olive and the pitted olive as you're hearing this. Your body and your life become luminous, radiant, and you assist others, even just through your presence. It sounds wonderful, and it is. Yet it's not always an easy path. As the light travails through darkness, pain and suffering can arise in waves. Be present to it, best to be present to it. Trust that it's not a permanent condition, and wait for the spiral to twist from dark to light again, always moving closer and closer to the purity of the center and expanding outward eternally, as though you were being inhaled by the divine, filling cosmic lungs as they reach far and wide, taking in all of life. The message of this oracle to you is that you are growing. You are bringing more of your light into form. You may be meeting obstacles in yourself and in the world, but this is because you're bringing through the light. If there were nothing happening, there would be no obstacle. Bless them as signs that you are proceeding and empower them no more. You shall be, all else is just divine timing. And the poem simply states, and Spirit's still connecting, the inner movement, an expressive flow, an outward breath of dance and light, becoming one, becoming free. Okay, really beautiful. I am also I want to pick a regular card for you too, just so you have a card for the day. I'm going to pick from my Syrian Starseed, which I never show you because I don't use this all the time. But I have been using it in your reads at the base deck, because it has such a different expression in the pictures. And being very serious. Okay, so for the organic divine, masculine divine, feminine twin flames, what is the advice from this deck? What is the advice for the twin flames, the organic twin flames? What is the advice? What is the advice? What is the advice? Yep. The Ace of Cups. Okay. True love. This is about loving self and about a new love. Okay? About bursting with emotion. Someone might be presented a chalice as well. They're stressed out about it though. Nervous. Yeah. Oh, someone might be in the fall. Someone might be going to Niagara Falls as well. Beautiful. And this card was loose at the bottom too. The Ten of Cups. Okay, so beautiful. That's complete emotional fulfillment. You have the 1 and the 10 of Cups. It's everything emotionally. And the bottom of the deck is the Seeker of Chalices, the Page of Cups, cracking their heart open wide, completely. So how beautiful to end it on that. It's really beautiful. Okay. All right, so be good to yourselves, guys. Hang in there in these energies. Okay, it's not too bad today. And just know that we have the cross, or the T, is coming up between tomorrow and the 18th, I believe. And then we have the new moon on the 9th. The trine is today. The cross starts the 8th to the 18th, and then we have a new moon with the 9/9 portal on Sunday. Okay, which is a big deal. So just remember to stay present. You know, do a lot of meditating. It's important right now. Connect with your Divine Masculine in the 5D. You know, communicate with them. Okay? Send compassion. It's coming up today. And work on your finances, your financial discipline. Okay? Make sure you drink water, rest, get outside. Okay? Be good to yourselves. Rise and be loved, guys.